You are going to. I'm going to sit here.
I don't know. Oh yeah, because y'all can't hear the music. I can hear the music. They don't hear
Right.
me. Bum, 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 bum. What would the words be? We have like words.
Roll.
Roll. Reroll.
Reroll.
It's more fun with live mics during the intro. Bum, bum, bum. There's really isn't like. There's not a rhythm you can like impose to.
Only one of us knew music.
Aren't we all like previously musicians? Like currently?
Yes.
I mean, I'm currently a musician. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Critical Reroll, a podcast for the critters by the critters. This is episode 136. We've been doing this way too long, and we're going to talk about Campaign 2, Episode 60 of Critical Role. My name is Ben, and I graduate in 2 weeks, and I can't wait to get out of this prison and be an adult.
Hi, everybody. I'm Cate, aka Sea Monster, and Ben, I am telling you from all adults, don't do it!
Yeah, I'm Matt. I'm your other host, and I didn't get to go to college, and so the real world has turned me into this jaded husky you see before you.
I mean, that's fair. It happens. I'm still excited to get out of here, so that's fine.
You still
Yes,
have a soul.
I still have a soul. It's fine.
You'll learn.
Yeah, that's fine. So, but Critical Role, that's a thing.
Critical soul.
So, Critical Soul. So this episode is kind of what I call a continuation from last episode. Nothing really was too big. It was very.
It was like the mid-fight of a Dragon Ball Z episode where they jump right into the action.
Yeah, it was very much like a and they keep going.
Yeah, and then like the doo-doo-doo,
so-
what's gonna happen next week? Join
Yeah.
us next time on Critical Role.
Yeah, which is great. But
I'm old,
I'm excited.
I don't know any of your references.
I can't say I've ever seen Dragon Ball Z, so anyway. So we jump right into the battle basically because Matt handed off on that really cool cliffhanger of a thing coming through the portal, and that happened. So we immediately jump right into a fight, and that's been a kind of thing where they have to fight another Kazme, and then also a jellyfish thing. Which, Cate, if you want to talk about the jellyfish thing,
It's called a Debek, and I had to listen to it on D&D Beyond to hear how you say that because wasn't even close. It's a little but not a little jellyfish. It's a medium-sized fiend jellyfish. It's really gross, and I did not like him. It's like the anti-void fish from Taz. I was not happy.
Right, you get so desensitized to like, oh, it's a jellyfish, or even Finding Nemo, like
It's my squishy.
Yes.
My squishy. I took all his squishy. Bad squishy.
Yeah, this was the straight Tibet, the anti-flum. Thank you, King Sandu.
yes,
It's a very bad squishy.
they're not good.
And they just have a knack for possessing already deceased bodies.
Yeah, and pairing that with the Kazme, like, it's really not great because the Kazme kind of like really hurts. Because as Useless Rogue in chat asked, how did Ford not die? Because he had very little hit points in the
Luck.
maximum variety.
He also
And the
signed
answer
a
is
3-year contract, so he's in it for a while.
The
Got
writers
it.
have
So-
something huge in store.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yes. So it's really not. And he also had a death ward on him just in case. But really, if Ford should have played it correctly, he shouldn't have died because warlocks are very capable of just standing in the background and going pew 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 pew. pew.
Eldritch Blade.
It's never been his thing, though.
It's never been his thing, but I think he realized he kind of needed to play that way. When
Yeah,
your
after the
maximum hit
first battle, they're like, maybe you stay back here with me. Like, this is your
Yeah.
thing now. This is your.
Caduceus was very adamant, and I think that's actually one of the pushiest moments I've seen Caduceus was like, no, you stay with me. So,
Mom. Cow mom. Cow dad.
yeah.
but also the whole thing with the debug and it like spilling its stomach, like that was so gross. And that's a feature that's called possess corpse or I'm sorry,
Defile. Or violate.
corpse. You have to possess the corpse first, and then you violate the corpse. The debug can use its bonus action while possessing the corpse to make it do something unnatural, such as vomit blood or twist its head all the way around, or cause like a quadruped to move as a biped and do the creepy catwalk thing. But yeah, gross.
Yeah, that's not okay. I'm gonna categorize that under the list of not okay things.
Well, like,
And
how many of
then
these are there? Because just every 5 seconds, bloop.
Yeah.
Floop. Yeah.
So yeah, then you have anyone who sees it has to make a DC 12 Wisdom save, or become frightened of the creature.
Yes, which plays into what we were doing wonderfully, and the entire battle becomes kind of hilarious with this frightened ability. When Caleb makes a very fun decision to polymorph, but not specify that what kind of turtle they were talking about. So we get a very big turtle that somehow comes from the giant that's possessed by the debug. So
bearing in mind that this is the second time, like they fight once, kill the things.
Yeah, that's the second
fight. They kind of explore a little bit, see a cavern.
And then there's another. But I just find that frightened ability does actually very much play into a little bit of hilarity later.
True, but also before the second fight is when they're exploring, and we have we see like the big pit from the previous episode of Bones, and they're like, okay, this thing obviously takes dead bodies and uses them against us. Maybe if we get rid of all these bodies. So you have Caleb, who's like, I'm gonna throw this flaming orb that I've already got out. I'm just gonna do a little once over in this pit. And then they start hearing something move. And they're like, yeah, I'm just gonna grind it a little bit faster. And it turns out it was a goblin who had a character sheet.
Say goodbye to your guide.
Emphasis on had. Like every time there could be an NPC, like it's off.
Dear Liam, stop killing the NPCs.
Yeah. All right, R.I.P. Nothic.
Yeah, so we got a question in, and just as a reminder to everybody, we accept questions on our Twitter, where we have a form that we tweet out after every show on the next Friday. So if you want to submit your thoughts, questions, comments, concerns, criticisms, you can, and we will see them and possibly read them on the air, most likely.
Unless they're not totes and a pro
like we got before, but that's all right. So, we got a question from somebody who did not submit their name. So also, if you want us to say your name, we'll give you a shout out.
We'll call this person Melvin.
Yeah. Thank you for that. So the flaming sphere charred the poor goblin, but missed the abyssal anchor. Will Caduceus questioning the crispy corpse reveal more sinister plots, or just the tragic tale of a small lost one surviving off the giant folk scraps?
Yeah, it was a guide. Surprise, it was actually a guest star, and they had to terminate that.
That would have been hilarious to me if somebody was just like waiting to like be introduced, and then Matt rips it up, and they kind of just like, oh.
Sorry, Mary Elizabeth, we'll see you later.
Yeah.
Oh no.
No goblin for you, man.
It's another Chris Perkins cameo that only lasts like an hour.
Didn't even get on to screen this time.
Yeah.
This was gonna be. It was finally gonna be. God, I just went blank on his name.
The goblin character.
Yeah. No.
Lin-Manuel.
Yeah, the other one.
Lin-Manuel was scheduled for this week, and they killed his goblin.
Yep, that was it.
Can we spread that rumor?
100%.
We just did.
Yeah, that's what happened, guys. You heard it here first.
And he was gonna be the Nurble. He was gonna be like the special Nurble goblin that like is the trickster deity of goblins. That's like magic and stuff.
But in all honesty, I don't think that the goblin had too much when it came to more details, other than like just maybe a different side of a story about the giants.
Or either a different side, or like, there's a a length of time that the giants left and nobody was here except this goblin, so it's going to fill in all the clues. But nope.
So
that happened. It's dead. It's gone. Not kind of had a visceral reaction to seeing Caleb burn a goblin like that.
Yeah.
Especially afterwards, where like he tried to pull not aside. She's like, "Are you gonna burn me too?"
Ooh.
Which is like a lot of Sam, but still in character.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, they move on.
Cool, you're killing my kind now with that fire, not just yours.
Yes.
But they
it was
walk around. They do see the body of the giant that gets possessed because these little I'm gonna just call them Debutts. I don't remember what this is. Deborah. They can at will cast Dimension Door. They don't have a spell slot. They just poof around wherever the heck they want.
Yep.
And
will,
like
Dimension
Caduceus
Door.
even saw the body, tried to like mess with the body under the water, and still came and got him. Anyway, back to Turtle Talk.
Turtle Talk. So eventually, after exploring for a bit, well, actually, there's a little bit of a fun talk between Sorna and Caduceus when they're talking about kind of like the meditation chamber that Sorna usually went into as like whatever her special role is.
Land speaker.
The land speaker, yes. So there was a little bit of backstory given between the giants and some other servants of the spider god, and we got a question on this being, the Kryn dynasty has been going for over 1,200 years, but Sona mentioned the giants fighting servants of the spider god a decade ago? That was a question. Yes, I guess so.
There are other drow that exist in Exandria. We've been established to that fact. Specifically, the Jorhassian drow are the follower of the Luxon. The other drow that exist still serve Lolth.
Or whatever they're...
Whatever the Tal'Dorei
no, I forgot.
Or Exandrian counterpart is.
So there very well could have been other drow that they encountered either farther north on this continent. They could have been heretical. I don't know how to say that word. Heretical.
Heretical.
Yeah, heretical.
Sure, heretical. Drow living in Wildmount, or they could be visitors from Tal'Dorei, or like there's so many other options. Just because this group doesn't worship the spider deity that the other drow don't.
Yeah,
there's other gods.
Yep, but I just thought it was a little bit of interesting fact, and I'm wondering if it's going to pop up later.
Yeah, and like that whole talk is after the fact, or after like all the fight stuff, and like she talks about how she has these dreams, these premonitions, and it takes her sometimes weeks or months to decipher the meaning. And she's like, I got to get better at that because all of these things I've seen have come true. I saw this, happen to our people, and I, thought it was just a dream.
Ooh.
And the other thing is, going back to the drow, if the Kryn are actively trying to convert other drow or other Underdark dwelling races, I mean, yeah, I could totally see them having many conflicts, especially if there are other groups of drow still living in the Underdark.
Yeah, there's a lot of backstory that can be gained from that little conversation and just the little bit of lore we got between the two battles. And I'm wondering how much will actually pop up next episode, because I don't feel like next episode is going to be a battle episode. I think it's going to be resolving a bunch of things.
Yeah, it's going to be, turn in this side quest that gives you the item you need for this side quest. It gives you the item you need for this side quest.
I love that part when you're just like, I completed the thing.
Yeah, like I got to clear this side of my screen. I want to be able to have the full view again.
Every little spot.
When did we pick up this quest? Share with the party. Yeah, so real quick, during the fight, the polymorph was used, and all that was said was Caleb wanted to turn it into a turtle, a giant turtle. And like I think those were his words.
Yes.
So Matt, this is one of the things, kind of like a learning opportunity that I see. A lot of spells like polymorph, like conjure woodland beings, like whatever, always has that little note like your dungeon master will have a list of things. No dungeon master really ever does. So if you're gonna use those spells, come prepared.
Be prepared.
Yeah, have a thing. Because the intention was to turn it into just a normal. Well, okay, so he says tortoise, but then he says like I swam in with the water. Tortoises are land, sea turtles, or turtles are the sea. And so rather than just doing like a tortoise, he pulls up stats for a giant snapping turtle, which is fair because in D&D, when you say giant followed by any animal, there's going to be like stats for it because that's just how the world is in this game. So yeah, they're that little disconnect leads to Travis as Ford losing his shit because before it was a turtle, it spilled its guts as a giant, feared him. And so then as a turtle, he's still like frightened by this thing. He can't move towards it, and it's caught him cornered, and he can't really move.
I just think that was really funny that Travis really played up being frightened by the turtle, and it made me happy.
It made me laugh.
That's
it made
kind
them
of
laugh.
Yeah, and sometimes we just need a laugh.
100%.
So.
But yeah, just come prepared to like make your intentions a little bit more clear. I want this to be a harmless turtle.
Yeah.
Think of it like you're working with a lawyer or a fairy from the Fey realm. I mean, you gotta be very specific.
A normal genie. Make me a sandwich, and then poof, you are
You're
sandwich.
a sandwich. Yes.
But yeah.
Use your words clearly.
Yes. So.
Boom! Like
also during
high level spells used real quick.
The not vest of torso protection. Thank you, Chinscar. That was I thought that whole entire moment was just really funny.
It was fun. They like let loose and had fun.
Yeah,
and it was great.
And also, I think they're also just happy to have Ashley back at the table.
Who said my favorite line of the night with "Turtle Party Kill"? Best Ninja Turtles cover band name.
That was really good.
Came out of nowhere. But they win, more or less.
Yeah,
I mean, punching a giant jellyfish with your holy lightning chi thing, like, that's awesome.
Oh, yeah. No, that was cool. And we actually got a comment about that. So the radiant power slide under Yasha by Bo, ending with a crackling discharge into the Kazme. Agree with Jester on just the 7 score, and
I think I would be a little bit better.
You give them an 8.
I would give them an 8, or Infinity, because it's really good.
Yeah. What say you, Cate?
Russian judge say 8.
Yes.
But my 8 looks like Captain Tusktooth for you who can't see the gag because you're listening to us.
Which is fine.
But come join us while we film this live and unlock this premium content.
Our production budget is ridiculous.
Yes. And for me personally, I think it deserved a 9.37.
So
that's it.
Yeah. Russian judge say you're wrong.
I'm very specific.
That Nicodranas judge is off a rocker.
So, but I really thought that was just a cool little flavor touch, and I know Marisha loves adding that kind of stuff.
Yeah, anytime you get to add anything special to a mundane punch.
Yeah.
Flavor and flair is half the fun of this.
Yes. Real quick, talk about flavor. So, Geek and Sundry, I know they're not like together anymore, but they have that Relics and Rarity show. Xander has some of the best like descriptions of magic items. His character
how he casts his spells.
Yeah, everything, from Detective Magic, he's got like a little like detective kit, and he has the powder, and he like powders the entire room,
he's
and that's
a
Detective
druid,
Magic.
right? He's druid.
So yeah, just have fun with magic.
And yeah, he pulls out all these really cool components that, like, every spell is in a little bottle that he keeps hidden in his jacket and stuff. So yeah, go with the flavor, because that's, even Liam was doing that with Cat's Ire, right?
Yeah, it's just a reskinned Big B's, I think, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so
have fun.
Flavor it up. Don't be afraid of spices.
Spice. Do you spice?
Emerald, that D&D game. Pow. Fight ends with them throwing the turtle back in the rift like a frisbee.
Yay!
And then coming with the great idea from Jester of closing up the entryway with the tiny hut because nothing can enter unless you give it permission to. So they close it up. They start to like bed down for like not even the night. It's still the day. But Caduceus and who else goes and searches? I think Ford and Jester do. But Caduceus has his like detect magic up and like
Eyes of the Grave,
undead pinging and everything. And Not's like, I want to go to this pit. And I was like, why is Not going to the pit? And she specifically wanted to make sure that this goblin body could not be reanimated and attack them. And so Caduceus starts to do his... I forget the name of his cantrip.
Decompose.
Thank you. Does that, and he's like, I want this to be a beautiful wildflower garden in the future. And mid-decomposition casting, he gets a ping on his... detect magic, and we're like, it's because you're casting magic. At least that was what I thought. I thought that was just like the MacGuffin of like, you made the magic and now you're detecting it, you fool. But no, it turns out that the little disc, the little abyssal anchor, was at the bottom of the pit. And so, like, was this goblin protecting it? Would they have gotten it sooner? Had like the goblin been like, oh yes, they come out of this thing.
Yeah. No, it's definitely. The abyssal anchors have been like a recurring thing, it seems, especially with these rifts. Especially the two places that they found these rifts, both in the City of Beasts and now here. They're playing into some much bigger plot, and I'm very excited to see what that is because we're finally getting a bigger plot that we can kind of grasp hold of. Because I feel like even back they threw the Luxon back way early when we were back in in the capital city, Zadash, yeah. So like it's not like he didn't already have some sort of plot, but now we can actually grasp hold of something.
Playing that we have long game.
Well,
as he does.
That's what Matt Mercer is great at. So I'm very excited to see what that means. And they also found a piece of blue cloth. Thank you, FMA, in chat.
That blue cloth.
Yeah, so it's like, from what we know, on the surface, literally, there are, two armies about to face off. Is this like a third army that's just on a different plane ready to fight, or?
So, Bo was even freaked out by the blue cloth. She was like trying to like match it up. Like, shit, is it Dairon? And everyone thought automatically Dairon. What if it was Yasha? Like while she was in her dark phase that she can't remember.
Her emo phase.
Her dark emo phase. What if she was doing that or helping?
I don't know, because where did they find? They found it in the coils that are like around it. So like it got caught, ripped off. And it wasn't part, like, there was nothing blue about the other abyssal anchor, so, like,
right.
They have the thought that, somebody else made these and they've hired other people to place them around, which makes sense. But it also makes sense that people from it doesn't make sense that the Cobalt Reserve would do it, not to me, at least.
No.
See,
I'm saying, like, Yasha, because he had that whole crazy thing going on with the crazy dude that we find out about later a little
vaguely, like, denim jean blue hair.
She had like in the official art, she's got like the blue furs and stuff.
Fur, not wool, not like well woven.
Yeah, I'm more likely to believe Cobalt Soul over Yasha.
You're no fun.
I'm sorry that I have a realistic view.
Oh
of
damn!
D&D? Why?
My understanding of magic isn't better than yours.
No, that's kidding. But it's just I thought it was. I don't think it's either. Personally, I think it's an outside. No, I think it's an outside force. That's trying to mess everything up. Because that's what outside forces do, right?
Yeah, I mean, it could have been certainly anything from a poor townsperson being possessed and for like, go make this thing, go drop it off, go like.
Well, it's like, it's only happened at 2 locations so far: the City of Beasts and now here. Is there any like? Can you guys think of any correlation between the two? Is there anything special about these 2 places that causing unrest via demons would be beneficial to anybody?
Well,
it worked well with the the giants because they've now
Right.
taken away that mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean, they're both in Shorehouse. That's the big thing
No.
is we don't.
they're also connected by the powerful dens. The two of the big powerful dens that exist, Den Kreen and Den. I forget the other one's name. The lady from the City of Beasts.
The Targaryens.
So they're the Targaryens.
Uh-huh.
But there's an actual physical portal connecting those two places from. So I think when they were in Lady Odessa, something, I forget her name, and I apologize. When they were at her place back in Asarius, you saw other portal rooms. There was the main receiving, and then there was 3 that led you somewhere else. So it could very well be tracing these lines already set up from city to city like a spider web. Dun dun dun. So they could be piggybacking off that. We know that there's magic ley lines that run through this world. Matt set that up last campaign. It could be chasing that kind of thing. Other than that, they're both not necessarily seats of power, but seats of importance in the Kreen dynasty would be the other just connection.
A couple things in chat. So we have from Dice and Dishes, it could be banished gods doing stuff through worshippers. Yeah. I can't think of. I mean, we had the Uk'otoa cult, or the one above Uk'otoa, the one that created them. That cult was there to keep Uk'otoa contained, so it's possible. King Sundu is more curious where the demons who did the initial slaughter, where they go, because I doubt they went back to the Rift when they could have more fun. Yes, but no, if they're under orders. I don't know if they take orders.
Yeah, that's true.
From higher demons, and yeah.
Useless rogue. Why not the Cerberus Academy? Yeah, 100%. They can get around. They got magics.
It's possible.
I don't think they're there though. I think
I-
Cerberus Academy is specifically an Empire-based entity.
So you don't think
that
they
I
have
don't think
hands in
I don't think
Jorhas?
that would be their. They might have hands, but I don't think that that's their MO. I think it would be something different.
Okay.
Cerberus Academy would be more connected to the Dunamis and getting those things. I don't see them necessarily connected to whatever demon powers are rising.
King Sundu, I'm starting to think it's an apocalyptic cult, like an Uk'otoa cult. So this could be the Crawling King. This could be the Phoenix, whatever it's called.
Chained Oblivion.
That's the one. And then FMA does Essek, the Shadow Hand person, have a blue cloak or coat? I thought he wore purple.
I don't remember.
I thought they were all
I
purple.
do not remember.
Yeah, there's a lot of things it could be. Is Trent a secret demon worshiper? I mean, he's got other demons.
Internal ones.
Yeah, like what happened to you growing up?
Wow.
Yeah, no, just a lot of things, and we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because it could still be the Cobalt Soul, because it could come from like a different dye batch, and so it's a darker blue than hers. It could be dirty because it's wet, or darker because it's wet. When you get fabric wet, it's usually darker.
Yes.
There's a lot of things, and I'm wondering how much we should really read into a piece of blue fabric.
All the way. One other question.
Specifically mentioned.
Yeah.
It's definitely.
What color was the chair?
There's a puzzle.
Oh, it was the chair.
Like
Yes,
if you as a DM give more than like 2 descripting words of anything, like that rock's got to slice through it. What? Detect magic.
Right.
Detect good and evil by banish the rock.
Yeah. No, he would not have mentioned it if it wasn't an important clue to something.
I don't know if I agree, but that's fine.
As Dustin says in chat, one of our other co-hosts who is not hosting tonight, this is literally our job.
I know. I just
Only
look
we
at
don't get paid, so this is literally our hobby and passion project.
Yes. It's just I'm just thinking I'm not reading too much into it yet until we see. I don't think we have anything concrete. So I'll let you guys theorize.
It's not
I don't
concrete.
necessarily
it's not
think
concrete.
it's
It's
something.
wool.
Yes, nor is it steel. I think that it may be a clue to something upcoming in terms of a new group that we're going to be introduced to. I don't necessarily believe it's connected to something we've already seen.
That's more what I'm saying. Is like I don't think we have the information yet. I think that
Multiverse. Multivore in chat says it's a blue herring.
Aha. Other quick things that happen here. I thought it was really cool that Caduceus cast Gentle Repose on the goblin because that keeps it from being possessed or turning undead.
Yeah.
However, we did learn that they aren't undead when the thing happens. They're still technically demons because of the stupid fiend jellyfish.
Yes.
And I hate that every time it
Yay,
possesses a
demons.
body, it does that smile.
Oh, I love that. I think that's such a creepy little thing, and I hate horror, but I love that.
The only thing I could think of every time it happens was why so jellyfish. Freaking Joker jellyfish.
Yes, Joker jellyfish indeed.
Let's see what all happens. We do have confirmation that the rifts disappear when it's broken because Not is really cool and like shoots through it to attack the giant.
Yes. That's really cool. There's a lot more that can go on with these discs that I can't wait to see where they come from and like why and what their purpose is.
Especially because they don't seem original. The way they are like described, it seems like they've taken a technology that existed and tried to remake it for like maybe this new purpose.
Yeah.
Like MacGyvered a rift through time and space.
What if it's the Traveler?
I don't think the Traveler would do that. Articon's too nice.
Maybe we only just think it's Artigon and it's actually some like demon lord.
100%.
I hope so.
They're all gonna get there to TravelerCon and be sacrificed.
They're
just trying to bring bodies. Look, they are trying to bring bodies to a spot so that all these demons come popping through a portal and have all these bodies available to possess.
Yeah, all these bodies that
Bam!
A are easy to possess, B easy to like manipulate to do bad things, C probably mostly kids and kids are stupid.
I see you, Mercer.
Jester would be so fucked up. Like after that, imagine the thing that she thought was her childhood friend this entire time does that. Oh my god, Jester would be broken.
Either be broken or like that's her moment to shine, where she's like, I don't need you. I have real friends. This is my real family.
I think that
I'm a god now. Yeah, and then they try to do science. What do you guys think about them wanting to do some science of just like, let's pour this, dunamis juice on this broken disc with a tripod. See what happens. No, why not?
No, disagree. No science.
Literally, what's the worst that could happen?
We lose the dunamis juice.
Well, okay, hold on.
The
So this
worst
thing,
that could
hold on.
happen
This
is
thing
the world
opens.
dies.
So this little disc opens a rift, right? So far, we just know it goes to the abyss. If you pour the dunamis juice on it, maybe it opens a portal directly to all of the souls inside the Luxem, and it can just like let them all out.
Like little fireflies just
popping
out.
And then like they have new campaign, collect the souls, soul hunter, card capture, Sakura.
Another Sheridan.
Gotta catch them all.
It's just. I was like they were talking about it. I'm like no.
I was like,
save it.
Pour the
No.
dunamis juice on this. Yeah, no.
Do it now.
Disagree.
And we do get confirmation on the dunamis juice that it is just liquefied luck. It's what is it, Felicis? What's it from Harry Potter?
Don't get us copyrighted.
No,
Whatever.
It's just two Latin words.
I don't think mentioning it gets us copyright.
You never know anymore.
Especially
Not with J.K. Rowling. Felix says Felix.
Agents of Chaos. Yeah.
And then we get the whole nighttime scene with Yasha, and this is probably one of my favorite scenes that we've had in campaign 2. Honestly, and it's one of the ones I've watched a couple of times just to get the entirety of it, because for me as someone who has trouble playing religious characters, I tend not to play like super devoted characters. I always find it interesting how people do. And I thought that this entire thing with playing a religious barbarian, who had kind of like put her faith into this deity because he saved her. Very cool. and I am glad Ashley is back to be able to experience this kind of stuff because I think Yasha is a much deeper character than Pike ever was.
Shots
and I
fired.
think no, I'm not saying that in a bad thing on Pike. I just think that she put
Guys,
on,
can you believe that Ben just now said that Yasha's so much better than Pike? You can find him at Bardic Puppy on Twitter.
Wow.
No, continue.
No, I'm glad that it's Ashley back actually playing her character and that these moments aren't coming up while Matt is yaggering her.
Right, and I like that it doesn't so much feel like a religious thing is literally like, you saved my life, this is me paying you back. Like, it's a partnership. You did one thing for me, I'm gonna do this for you. I don't see her as like worshiping him because she doesn't really know how to.
Yeah.
And she's learning in this episode, but it's more like servitude rather than faith.
If you look at the entire amount of interaction that people have had with their deities, we've seen the most actually from Ashley. With the fight on the ship against the storm thing.
Yeah.
And then this entire 45-minute chunk. It was a long time that they dealt with this.
But Matt's been pretty good about spreading out that with Ukatella and all of Ford's dreams and things like that.
And with Ashley, it's got to be super condensed because you don't always get it.
Yes. So I don't necessarily, I think that he's spreading it around pretty well in terms of that factor. Because, I mean, the Traveler shows up, and I'm sure the Traveler has shown up more times than we actually knew or more than Jester knew. Because I think there have been a couple more NPCs that I'm like, that's definitely the Traveler. So I think Matt's been really good about spreading that out over the religious-based characters.
I get
because it is such an important factor in them.
But I do get like the Stormlord has given her like more legitimate challenges. Like
that's what
but
I'm
it's a different type of
like
god.
I'm interacting with you and everybody can see it. It's not just an dream.
Yeah. And I just the first dream was, I'm wondering if it was even the Stormlord's doing or if it was something else.
The first part of this one.
The first part.
Yeah. No, it was not 100% not the Stormlord.
I'm not
100%.
I'm not convinced.
I know my demons and my devils.
And that's fine. But so we got a question. The horned being in Yasha's dream, the Stormlord or the dark influence that led her to fall and shackled away the light of her heritage, a being that encouraged the dark deeds she knows occurred but can no longer remember? Part of the greater scheme of demonic influences? That's a lot of words. Let's go with yes to all of it.
Explain.
I definitely think it was the demon creature or darker entity that caused her to become fallen.
Yeah, or to become an Aasimar in the first place.
Right.
Because we still don't know what she was.
Right.
Prior
she
to
could
all
have
of
been born
this.
as an Aasimar.
She could be, but we
and then fell.
Don't know. Yeah.
Right. Because the talk about like with the feathers on the wings later, it made me feel like that was something she maybe once had, and that's how she was also part physically changed. That these beautiful golden wings she had before are now necrotic and shrouds and things like that. So I definitely think that this was connected to how she fell.
This could be like after your wife was killed and you run away, like you're easy prey for a demon to come come do these bad things.
I will give you power. You come to me, I will help you get your revenge. I'll
give you power or I can take away this pain you feel.
Yes.
And that is all you need.
Showed her a shit ton of dead bodies of her friends.
Yeah. Well, do you think what could she have done different? So she sees the storm, and the Stormlord is trying to reach her. Literally, like if there's a flash and like a humanoid figure is reaching, and then she feels a presence behind her, and that's when she turns around to see this horned figure. So like the Stormlord's actively trying to pull her up,
catch her.
But we see a bunch of bodies, and I didn't think she was gonna try to approach him. I thought she was just gonna like be snapped out of it and wake up, but she's like, no, I want to see who these bodies are. Do I see them?
Yeah.
And that's when she has to make a save.
I wonder if she even passed that save or not. I don't know if they said it, but like it was pretty high from what I remember.
It was like a 15-16 wisdom save.
I don't remember.
But yeah, but the way that Matt described it, how like something in her heart froze.
Yeah.
I want to know what that is. Maybe if she passed it, maybe her heart would have thawed or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, she goes to the bodies, and the first one she turns over is Molly Mock. And then the next one, I was like, who else has died that she's gonna know? But it's Jester.
Right.
And then it's Caleb, and then it's everyone that has been close and who she's let in.
So it was definitely playing off her fear of losing more people she cares about. Because that was the whole reaction when Molly died. It was not again.
My entire question with all this is what was the Dark Influence's goal with showing her all this? Is it trying to get her to
break her to everyone that you let in has died? Are you gonna let these three people die?
Are they going to is his plan, if it's a he, is it to try to get Yasha to run away from these people, to not let them get hurt? But what would breaking her do?
It's to help weaken, the way I see it, especially compared in conjunction with the second half of the dream. These are the people she loves. These are the people she trusts. These are the people she let in. These are the people that make her strong. She has even said that.
Yeah.
So that's what the Stormlord wants of her. This is how you get strong. This is how you will be saved. This is what gives you your strength. This dark entity saying, okay, this strength, this is not a strength, it's a weakness, because these people are going to die. You are going to see them die. You are going to fail them.
All these people that you let in are going to let you down. They're going to die.
So it's definitely, I see that to me is
only death follows you, parallel. Orphan Maker.
Yeah. That's a very clear parallel to me, specifically that.
And so
I'm showing you.
Dustin says what they get out of it is control again. So whatever this thing was had control over her, and she did some terrible deeds, it sounds like. Stormlord's like, hey, you're not going to do that anymore. You're going to have a fresh slate. You're not going to remember all that, but you're going to start, working towards being good. Now this thing is trying to get back. So that she's literally being fought by her two sides. Like, there's positive, there's negative. Angel demon on her shoulders actively pulling. Which one going to win?
My other question is this all happened then after her wife died?
Yes.
And she was exiled?
Correct.
Yep.
So when was I assume she was fallen because of...
There's time missing.
Yep. She is missing a chunk of time. What happened was she fell in love with this person even though she was promised the other one. They get married. She gets killed, her wife. Yasha runs away. From that point on, Yasha doesn't remember what happened until
she meets up with the circus. Oh, the Stormlord brings her back up.
She wakes up on an altar and is like, oh shit, something went down because now I have these weird ass wings and I look different and I'm physically changed as well as mentally and physically broken. And the Stormlord is then taken her under his wing.
Wow. Okay. So I don't know how I missed all that because it's big. That's big, and
that's been a while.
No, it has. We haven't really talked about...
FMA points out Yasha never actually saw that Zoella was executed. That's what she assumed happened since that was the punishment. She ran away before she confirmed that was the actual outcome.
Yeah.
That's what she believes, that Zoella died.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Chinskar has a fun one. What if her solar patron, so positive influence, fell and took Yasha with it?
Yeah. Possible. I like it.
Mm-hmm. I do like the myth of Horn's origins, how they used to be connected in a halo or something.
Yeah.
And then when it's broken, they become horns.
Yep.
Because they're demons now.
Yep.
I just like that imagery. Don't know why I brought it up.
So do I. It's a cool one.
It is.
But yeah, so she wakes up from this dream, and wakes up not in the process. Jester's stirred and Caduceus is just perceptive as fuck. And they all kind of talk, and she's finally at that point with her friends where she can be like, hey, I saw a dead body and it was Molly. Like, what does this mean? Can you help me? And they're all like, have you tried screaming?
That's a good technique.
That was so good.
Yeah,
that was so good.
Sometimes you literally just need to yell into the void.
I agree. And honestly, I'm very glad that the players are the way they are, and we would be like, yeah, go scream at the sky, see what happens. Because me as a player, I would be like, that terrifies me. I don't know why, but that would give me weird stage fright to be like, yeah, just go yell at this guy.
No, I think that they're really good, again, with sharing the spotlight. And she's back for such a limited time that they really do have to condense this. And they're actors. They know how to share the stage when it comes to that type of improv.
Yeah, there's a lot of like, oh, the camera's back on me. No, Ashley. No, over there.
Over there.
But yeah, and it's good that Yasha has these two people who do have deities that they do actively worship, because they're able to, with me, I just draw a dick and then he shows up, and then with this other one, well, she kind of speaks in whispers, and I talk to her more than she talks to me. You just gotta find out how it works, and not it's like, yeah, it's the Stormlord. You gotta yell, you gotta be aggressive, you gotta scream at him.
See, I like FMA's comment in chat. All of the voices of reason were asleep, and maybe that's why I felt so awkward. Is that I connect really well with Ford and Bo more than I connect with the other ones, and I would have been like, no, I wouldn't do that.
This is just totally me as a person. A voice of reason.
Yeah, but he's also religious. I like as somebody.
But when dealing with a deity, you should be looking at the religious.
I still would have been like, yeah, screaming at a god, not a.
Well, to be noticed, not like angrily.
Yeah.
But I mean, she did have angry things like, why me? Why is this happening to me?
No, and that's fine. But
set your rage on.
Yeah, I would have loved if she went out in the middle and I bonus action rage and scream.
Yeah, go for it.
Unleash the wings in the middle of the night.
Yell at the sky.
But she was pretty tame, so she makes her way out there, and she starts talking and doesn't get a response. And then just kind of decides to sleep there for the night. I don't really think she says anything too much. She's like, I know I've done something. I've done something wrong. I don't know what it is.
Just heartbreaking.
Yeah. She wants to know. But does she want to know? She needs to know. I don't know if she wants to know.
Yeah, no. She recognizes that she needs to know in order to heal and to bring herself away from whatever it was. I don't think she wants to know what she did.
Yeah, but this time she wakes up in a dream and she's shackled with iron cuffs and her wings are draped over. And finally she talks to and gets responses from the Stormlord. And she's like, what's going on, basically. And he's like, you're still chained. Or what are his exact words?
Shackled.
Yeah, you're still shackled.
You're still shackled, child.
And he repeats that maybe two more times.
And like FMA said in chat, the entire whole conversation felt like a callback to Grog and Earthbreaker Grun.
Which it should have, because Grun was affiliated with Cord. He was in Cord's temple.
Yeah.
So where do you find your strength could very easily be a motto of Cord.
Yeah.
It's just a barbarian rite of passage.
Yeah,
that's fair.
It was I thought it was a great callback. I loved it.
Yeah, and I like that he was like, yeah, you did terrible things and you're still capable of terrible things, but you've got strength and you can your strength is not wholly your own, which was interesting. Because it sounded like a negative thing, but it was more positive because you pull strength from these other people. You're still shackled, child. Fight, struggle against them. Don't let them win.
But it's also not just one fight that she has to go through. This is going to be a continuing battle. And one strength save with advantage, even it's not going to solve whatever problems she has.
Yeah, one of our comments that we got was she came so close, could feel the feathers sprouting. If only the bless had still been active. And our consensus is
it wouldn't have helped.
No. Yeah, I don't think that it would have worked no matter what. I don't think even a natural 20 would have done it. Just because you get roll a natural 20 doesn't mean you succeed.
It would have lasted longer or something. It would have been
this is what you can be. Strive for this.
Yeah.
It was. I don't think it was ever meant.
It was just this is your story arc now. This is.
Yeah.
It was just hope. I'm giving you hope.
Yeah. Start of redemption. Don't follow the redemption arc until you die.
What do you think it meant by When he said, when the Stormlord says, "Don't let the iron be your strength," what do you guys think of that?
The sword.
Oh shit, that's legitimate iron. Okay, yeah, my bad.
There we go.
Because like when he described the shackles that they were iron, and he called them iron, I was like, what strength can she pull from being shackled?
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, she's like, where do you get your strength? She does the whole, name all my friends thing, and then she names Zuela at the end, and I think that's kind of where the key was. That gave her at least advantage on the next chick.
Yeah.
Where she struggles and pulls, and her feathers start to come back, and then everyone's like, ugh, and then they wither away.
Yeah. It's just a very cool scene, in my opinion, because I don't know much about Asmar myself. I haven't really read up on them, but the thought that she could go back to being a completely different looking person, that just seems to be a very common theme with Mighty Nine, with not Veth and with Yasha,
Ford and
Ford,
Molly.
Caleb used to look different. Yeah, Molly used to be basically a different person. Wow, it's just there's a lot of changes that can happen about this party. Like, just we could go from like a sub race to a different sub, and then also just a different race to a race with not Veth, and I just think that's really cool.
And then they're gonna start multi-classing into other things.
Mess everything up for Matt.
Yeah.
There we go.
I do like to sing.
It would be cool to see Yasha multi-class into.
You cut out for a second. One more time.
It'd be cool to see Yasha multi-class into Paladin.
Yeah.
That could be fun.
And
Especially
I think that if
giving her ability to give herself advantage and then smite on the naturals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As far as mechanics go.
Yeah, and there's a lot of cool things there, but also just it would work out thematically with if the Stormlord got her to be unshackled, she might devote more time to the Stormlord and actually like pick up a Paladin level or 3.
Or we get another cleric.
I can't see Yasha being.
Or she just gets to change barbarian rights.
Yeah, she could choose the
It
barbarian.
could be something else.
Yeah.
Because right now she's what, Zealot? Zealot?
Zealot.
Isn't there one that's like more electric based?
There's
Somewhere
one that's
in
like
between.
Storm, like
Actual thunder stuff.
I agree
Storm.
with Multivort in chat. She really needs more AC.
That's
Can
true.
we please?
Let's get her some armor.
Nah, it's
Storm Herald. Thank you,
fine.
Morgan. Morgan Ellish.
She
It's
needs to
fine.
beef up. No.
It's
Girl needs
fine.
higher AC.
It's fine.
What's the worst that could happen? She dies?
Death isn't permanent.
Worse, she dies when she's not playing the character. Sorry, Ash, we killed your character.
I feel like at
while
this
you
point
were
they've
gone.
gotten over that. It's an acceptable risk.
I think it would still suck.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And with the whole AC thing, AC is hard to get.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
It's not just easy.
No,
And you're kind of stuck at your own AC for a long time until you can get either magical items or you get those stat boosts to boost your dexterity, or I guess in Yasha's
In her case, yeah.
dexterity and constitution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think honestly giving her more constitution would boost her AC and hit points. So
Yeah.
that would be cool.
Yeah.
I think that's something that they could invest.
Yep. And then in true Mercer fashion, he ends on that cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Well, not really cliffhanger. There was closure. This was the end of an episode. The
Yeah,
credits
it wasn't-
rolled.
Yeah, just there's always screaming at the end.
Yeah. they
Storm
did get
dissipated.
their
She fell
donuts
asleep.
though.
Yes, I was very concerned about the donuts.
Because she was like, I really want donuts. So like me, Laura, at a game, want donuts.
I'm happy they can eat on stream again.
Me too.
Why couldn't they?
I don't know if they could, and they just didn't.
I don't know if they could. I think they just to make it be a little bit more professional when they were with Geek and Sundry, I believe they were, or Legendary or whatever. It was just
Got it.
But now, fuck it, they got their own.
And now it's back to the home game kind of.
They still cover brand names.
Yeah.
Or brand names, yeah.
I did so like when she looked at Travis like, "Did you order the donuts?" Like, what kind of guy do you?
Like, yeah.
Of course I did. I got you. But yeah, is there anything else in this episode you guys want to bring up, chat about? Chat, you two, anything we didn't touch on you want to bring up, ask questions?
Yeah. And if you hear this later and you're like, oh, but why didn't you talk about this? Well, send it in the next one, and our group of hosts in the next episode can do a little bit of chit-chat about it. So we just linked our Google Doc in chat. Thank you, Dustin, which I didn't know we had a command for that, so yay. And then also it's always on our Twitter, at Critical Reroll, on the day after the episode airs.
Yes, Matt.
I thought of something. So, when they finished with closing the rifts, and they start talking to, oh, what's their name? Land speaker.
Sorna.
They start talking about like how they're gonna handle bringing the rest of the giants back, and there's the whole like, if you don't mind, we're gonna just tell them that we fought you guys and scared you off. I don't know if that's gonna hurt your pride at all, but maybe if we do that, there won't be any, them coming after you guys or them trying to figure out where you are, why you came here.
Yeah.
How did you guys feel with that whole conversation? Because when Sorna dropped the little thing like, well, we haven't really had any issues with these small people. This is like the first time.
Honestly, I think
Sorry, go ahead.
If the Giants were smart, they should take that and just go with it. I say that for the fact that I think it's the best solution for everybody. They don't even have to talk about this rift, at least not to the people that aren't the Bright Queen.
Yeah, I don't think they should tell anybody that there was a rift open this far.
I think the Bright Queen might want to know if they want to get more favor.
Yeah, but they've also got giant friends now. Close
they have
by.
Giant friends that aren't gonna leave their whole home that they just got back.
I think they need to tell people, because if there's more rifts out there, that's going to be the easiest way to find it.
Yeah, and they don't.
Hey, if you see this, let us know.
And
there's
then also
some warning signs.
And also, if the Bright Queen were to find out that they knew about another rift and didn't tell them, and then they like somehow let it slip that they knew, that's going to look very badly upon them.
Who do you think they should tell about this blue fabric that now means everything?
I don't think that it means everything.
It means everything. Dan.
Get it. Honestly,
I think they need to sit on that for a little while.
They need to keep that. I don't think it needs to be.
Well, it's sort of... Oh, they can scry with it, can't they? I mean, they don't know the person, but they know it's connected to somebody. Ooh.
What's that spell where you touch something?
Legend lore.
Yeah, but Legend lore, is that the one where you touch it and you kind of get the I forget what the hell the word is called. Like the chick has in Haunting a Hill House.
Oh.
You touch the object and you read its history.
I think it's Legend lore. Or no, Legend lore is when you speak something and you get all the information about it. I know what you're talking about.
Right, I forget.
Is there one? I'm not gonna.
I think there is one, but I think it might be a Blood Hunter thing. I'm trying to remember if it's a Blood Hunter or a Warlock thing.
Blood Hunter feature. 100% Blood Hunter feature.
We lost Molly. Oh.
Yep. Well, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I think next episode's gonna be a good episode because they're gonna resolve a lot of stuff, like going back to the foreman and embarrassing him even more with the stuff that they found in the Giant's Den, or I guess in the mine with the scandalous letter, and whatnot. And then also, I think they're gonna probably get back to Professor Wako.
Oh yeah, they have to collect their things. They have things.
Yeah,
to
and
get.
I think they could get a lot of money, and so.
Psychometry. That's what the thing's called.
Yes, grim psychometry.
Sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one next week. Less combat, more RP, maybe some shopping.
I love it.
Unless they decide to deal with the ghosts on their way back. Like, hey, maybe there's jellyfish here too. Which is funny that he called them earth jellyfish earlier, and they have to fight actual jellyfish.
Dustin's yelling at you in chat.
Yeah, I said
Matt.
ghost, and there's a long story there. Anyway, I think that wraps it for us.
I agree.
Oh,
So, shopping. Oh, he said shopping. So we are Critical Reroll, and this was our recap of episode something. Episode 60 of Campaign 2 of Critical Role. My name's Ben, at Bardic Puppy on Twitter, and I don't know, I'm here, I guess.
And you graduate in 2 weeks.
I do.
I was Matt. I didn't graduate because I didn't go to college and I hate everything. Yay!
And I'm Cate. I can be found at Sea Monster if you're looking for me, but you know, I'm kind of there.
Yeah. Everybody say bye.
Bye. Insert air horn.